so I don't get confused, because I've had students who tell me they don't remember what they entered and all of that, and that is not a good thing. Consistency is always very important, when you are applying for the visa. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fill your DS-160 form correctly. I have applied for the US visa 3 times, and every time I had to fill a new DS-160 form, and of course I was approved every time. Now, filling the DS-160 form correctly is the first step for your visa to be approved. Sometimes how you fill the DS-160 form and the information you provide may lead to a quick approval or a quick denial of a student visa. Being denied a visa is not always about how you answered your questions during the visa interview. It could also be traced to your DS-160 form. Now, before I start, I have a favor to ask from you. According to YouTube, 78% of those who watch my videos haven't subscribed to my channel yet. If you are one of them, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like. So the first thing is to use the link in the description of this video to come to the DS-160 form website. And then you have to select the location where you'll be attending your visa interview. So let's say Ghana, and then you enter the code that you see, 4H6. Then you can, now there are two options. If you've already started the DS-160 form application, you can retrieve your application, or if you've been denied before, which means you've already submitted the DS-160 form before, you can retrieve your application. Or if you are reapplying, you can also retrieve your application using the application ID. But I'm assuming this is our first time, so let's start an application. Then you have to agree to terms, and then you have to choose a security question. So probably, in what city or town was your first job? I'll go with Cape Coast. Let's say Cape. I'll go with Cape. Now here, the application ID here, it is always better to print it, so that you always have a copy of it, so that you don't forget, because it's extremely important. So now I can let me copy it for the sake of, so continue. So my surname, let's say Guides, first name Shai, full name in native alphabet does not apply. Have you ever used? No. Do you have a telecode that represents your name? No. Sex is male. Marital status still single. Date of birth, let's go with January 1st. And then let's go with 2000. City, Cape Coast. State, province does not apply. Country is Ghana. And then we can go to the next section. So here, country of origin, Ghana. Do you have, or have you held any nationality other than? No. Are you a permanent resident of a country other than your country or region of origin? No. National identification number does not apply. I mean, if you have it, you can put it there. Social security, I actually have it, but for the sake of first time application, does not apply. US taxpayer ID number does not apply. Let's go next. Purpose of trip, academic language student F, so then F1, student F1. Then have you made travel plans? Here you don't have to make any travel plans if you're an F1 student, unless your visa interview is maybe a few days to your program start date, that kind of thing. Then probably if you have accommodation, you've bought a flight or something, but you don't have to. You can select no. Entity, okay, hold on. Intended date of arrival, so this information is on I-20, so you can just, now the length of stay depends on your program. If you're coming to do bachelor's degree, there is a good chance it's 4 years. If you're coming to do masters, probably 2 years. If you're coming to do PhD, then probably 4 to 5 years. So let's go with 2 years. Then address where you'll be staying. If you don't have any address, you can go with the school's address, which you see on your I-20, so you don't have to stress over this. Entity paying for the trip. Here, if you have full funding, you can go with self, which means that you are taking care of the flight and stuff like that. But if somebody is sponsoring you, then you have to go with other person. But if your present employer is sponsoring you, then you have to go with this option, and then you would have to enter the details. So next, is there other persons traveling with you? So here, if you are traveling with your family, then you have to go with yes. But F1 students usually are going alone, so no. Have you ever been to the US? I'm assuming no, but I mean, I've been to the US a few times. Have you ever been issued a visa? No. Have you ever been refused a US visa? Now, here, if you have been refused a visa, you have to go with yes, and then you have to explain. Your explanation is very important. You don't have to talk about a lot of unnecessary stuff. Go straight to the point. Talk about, what has changed. So here, I will probably put. I mean, some will put I was denied under section 214B. That kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe that works, and then you have to say what has changed. So you can also say, I was denied because I couldn't explain my finances well. I didn't have funding before my previous interview, and I now have partial funding from the school or full funding from the school, or I have a scholarship of 20,000 from the school. That kind of thing. So the visa officer, once he or she sees it, he or she knows what has changed. So they don't even have to ask you what has changed because the explanation is clear enough. So that's what I would suggest, because they don't have a lot of time to go through so many things. So whatever you put here has to be as brief as possible. So yeah, but hopefully it's no for you. Has anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf? So this is, let's say you have a family in the US, and they made an attempt to try to bring you to the US or something. So here, no. And then we can move to the next. Home address. This is your local address. So 24 Sabaro, let's say Cape Coast. Is your mailing address the same as your home address? If it's not, then you have to go with no and then enter all the details again. But I'm assuming it's a yes. Phone number, here you have to enter your phone number. Secondary, if you have another phone number, so it does not apply. If you have a work phone number, it does not apply. Have you ever used any other phone numbers in the last 5 years? No. Email address, so we can put it there. Have you ever used any other email address? Or probably no. Social media, so this is actually a new thing, so you have to enter your social media account. So YouTube, and then the identifier is yeah, the thing has frozen. It is what it is. It's always like that. The thing has frozen. This is how the DS-160 form is. You have to be patient and keep doing. So it's all good. Then we can retrieve our application. The application ID. Which one was it? Okay, this one. Retrieve. The last name, guys. I think I went to 2000. City. Remember, I chose Cape. So retrieve. Once we retrieve the application, we can go to the step that we already completed. So platform. Let me go YouTube, and then Shai Guides. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other websites? No. If you want, you can save it so that this section is saved. Then you can continue the application so that everything here is already saved. You don't have to do it again. Then we can go to passport information. It's a regular passport. Then we can enter the passport number. This is not correct. Just made it up. Passport book number does not apply. Ghana is a country. City is Accra. States or province, if not shown on passport. The passport, I don't think there's anything like this. Anything like province. We can skip that. Then, have you ever lost your passport or had one stolen? So you go with the correct answer. No. Now once we are done, let's save it, because it's always safe to do that. Then we can move on to the next step. I can say do not know and then put organization, so maybe the school, and then relationship to you, so you can say school official. Let me just put whatever. So this address will be on your I-20, so just use that, but I'm just using something else. I can put this there, and then I can go to save again. Then we can go to next. So here is your father's details. I mean, if you don't know, you can go with do not know. Do you have any immediate relatives, not including parents, in the US? Husband and wife, child, all these ones are immediate relatives. So do you have any other relatives in the US? No. I mean, I feel like if you've done everything right, if you answered other questions correctly, even if you have a family in the US, you'll still be approved. It's all about you. All right, primary occupation. So here, I mean, I always tell students you have to be working before you go for the visa interview, because it's not a good thing if you're not employed. It's it's a red flag. So details of the company that I work for. So I'm working for the University of Cape Coast. And then you can put your responsibilities. You don't have to write so many things. You can say I am currently, so something like that, brief. It doesn't have to be a lot, like it says briefly. Once the visa officer sees teaching assistants, that tells him or her everything. Were you previously employed? Keep Coast does not apply. So I can have this and then save it. Do you belong to any clan? I mean, you can put it no. I think I always put no. Languages that I speak, I can put Hausa and then add another. I can put English. I can put Fanti and Ameka. So have you traveled to any other countries within the last 5 years? If yes, yeah, I mean, let's say yes, and then I can put Canada. I always tell students that if you've traveled to other countries, it helps. But yeah, it doesn't mean if you've not, it will go against you. Have you belonged to or contributed to? So yeah, it's no. If you've done, if yes, you can put yes. Do you have any specialized training in nuclear? All these ones, I go with no because they are no for me. Or if it's yes, you would have to explain, and they are actually a red flag. But you can also not lie, so you always have to stick to the truth. So all of these, it's no for us. These are security questions. You want to make sure you are not a security risk, so the thing is going to time out again. Yeah, this is the the frustrating thing about filling the DS-160 form. You have to go back and forth and all of that. Okay, then we retrieve our application. So we continue with our no. Have you ever sought to obtain or assist others to obtain a visa? No. Have you been removed or deported? No. Have you ever, all these ones, they are usually no. Make sure you read it to understand what is going on and to know if it's yes. So here is additional point of contact. These are people in your home country. The embassy can contact, just in case of anything. Then country is always Ghana. Stubborn Michelle. And we can go next. So this one is about the service ID and stuff like that. So we can go to the photo. Now you can continue without uploading a photo, but you have to make sure you go to the interview with the passport size photo, because it is very important. They need it. So in my case, I can actually continue. Let me save it first. Continue application, then review, leave. So now once you do all of that, you get opportunity to go through all your details to make sure everything is correct. This is very important. You have to do it. You can also print every page if you want, but I prefer to print the whole thing together as one. So let's go next. So you have to go through everything. Here ideally it should be no, because if it's a yes for any of them, you would have to explain, and it's more like a red flag. So once everything is done, you can just go ahead and sign and submit. Then here, did anyone assist you? No. Your passport number, let me put, yeah, I think this is it. Then the code that you see, so SPHHK. So once we do that, we have to also check this. Then we can go ahead and sign and submit. The code does not match the one displayed. Okay, this code sometimes it's not correct. So 354. Oh, I think it changed when I checked this one. Yeah, I forgot. I should have updated it. All right. So everything is done. Then you can go to next, confirmation. So now you have the confirmation page. You can email it to yourself. Let's email it. So you can email it to yourself, yes, and then you can, if you want to send it to other people, you can also go yes and then select their email. But we can also go back to the confirmation, and here I can print the confirmation. I can print the application. What I like to do is to print the application so that I have details of everything, record of everything that I have done. In future, if I want to reapply for the visa, I have all the information I previously entered, so I don't get confused, because I've had students who tell me they don't remember what they entered and all of that, and that is not a good thing. Consistency is always very important, when you are applying for the visa. So then I can click on print, and I have everything that I need, so I can save it. Then once I'm done, I can go back to confirmation again and then print the actual confirmation. So this one, you have to have it with you when you are going for the visa interview, and you need a confirmation number or the application ID to book your appointment. So this is just how it is, and we are done. This is really straightforward and very simple. If you have enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and also don't forget to smash the like button on this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.